All right, guys, we're going to be working on base running today. First things first, we're going to work on our steals and our leads at first. So when we get on first base, the kind of lead that we don't want a two of a small lead, we want a comfortable lead. So when we come out, we want about like a 3 foot lead, about 2.5 big steps. So when we come up on first and we're taking our lead, we wait for the pitcher to come set on the mound. Okay, and as soon as you see his front foot lift his as soon as you see his front ankle lift up, that is when you take off. Now, when you're in the lead, your left arm should run across your right arm so that you move your momentum towards second. Now, when we are stealing a base, we should be very comfortable with how our lead is. If our lead is too short and we hesitate, we shouldn't be stealing second. Now, if we want to steal second and we have a comfortable lead, we can't hesitate at all. We need to go on first sight of the ankle lifting up. Okay, so all right, guys. So when we steal third and we're on second base, it's kind of a different approach. So the way we want to approach this is that we want to come back when we get on second base. We need to take our lead behind the baseline. So it's about 4 steps behind the baseline. And then as the pitcher comes set, we need to come up and creep up onto the baseline. Now, when we creep up onto the baseline, we need to take about an additional 2 steps. And this, we're reading the pitcher. If he's looking back at you, then take a step back. If he's not looking at you at all, take another step. So with the catcher, we also have to read on this. If there's a batter in the right-hand side, it's more of our advantage because he has to cross over him and get behind him to throw. Now, if there's a lefty batter, we do not steal third base because he has a clear throw to third. So we have to watch out for that. Now, but when we do steal third, we kind of have to keep creeping. If he's not looking, take off to third. Okay? Another thing when we're base running from second. So if there's 2 outs, we must go on contact. 2 outs means that, we go on contact, we run as hard as we can. We're scoring. We're scoring on this one. So when we come up, we don't want to creep up too much onto the baseline when we're taking our lead at second because we want to get a good curve around third when we go home. So when the ball's being hit, we go immediately on contact and we're already curved on third, so then we go home. Now, when we're stealing home, it's a little bit different. So when you steal home, it's more of you kind of seeing what the pitcher does the entire game. So if the pitcher is catching the ball back from the catcher and he's just turning his back, not really looking at you at third, take off. Now, see, some pitchers may play that up and they may do that on purpose because they want you to steal home. So you kind of have to get a read of the catcher, and if they're being lazy back there, you take off for home. So when you take off for home, you have to give the batter a signal so he does not swing or else you're going to get killed. So this way, you kind of have to have some kind of signal with the guy who's batting. Usually the third base coach will give you some kind of signal, whether it's a suicide squeeze or whether, whether or not you're just stealing home. So stealing home is very rare in baseball, but it's very encouraged. Get that last run in. But for when you steal third, you take your lead at third outside of the baseline. So you're in foul territory. This way, if the ball's being hit and you get hit, you're in foul territory, so you're not out. But when you take your lead at third, you kind of want to get in, creep a little bit, and then when the pitch is being thrown, you turn your body facing towards the home plate. Now, when you face home plate, you want to creep. Don't hesitate when you want to steal, and take off. When you take off, you better run like the wind because if he swings, or if he doesn't swing, that catcher's going to catch that ball, and he's going to be ready to tag you out. All right, so just to wrap up base running real quick, you don't have to be the fastest base runner to be a good base runner. To be a good base runner, you just have to be able to read the hitter. You have to be able to read the field. When you're on first, when you're on second, you should always be checking out the infield and outfield, making sure guys aren't creeping up on the base trying to tag you out. You got to be smart with it. You don't have to be super fast, like I said, but you should be able to read the hitter. You should got to be able to read the ball. If you can read the ball, you can be a good base runner. Good base runners make good teams, and good teams win. And base running is such an iconic part of baseball. And if you can be a good base runner, you can read plays, you can be patient when you run, but quick when you run, you'll be successful.